When Shapur I died, he left behind a kingdom stronger than it had been in centuries, rich, feared, and victorious over Rome. But after such greatness, the Sasanian Empire faced a dangerous problem. No successor could match Shapur's power. In the years that followed, kings rose and fell quickly. Nobles schemed. Generals shifted loyalties. Persia's throne became a battlefield of politics and ambition. By the time King Hormizd I and Bahram I had passed, the empire was drifting toward fragmentation. Rome watched carefully. Arab tribes raided the borders, and the unity that Ardashir and Shapur had built began to slip. Then came a moment that feels more myth than history. The nobles gathered, desperate to end the chaos. They looked to the royal family. But no adult prince could be trusted. So they turned to a newborn child, still in his mother's womb. Before the infant was even born, the nobles placed a crown on his mother's belly and declared, "This child shall be our king." That child became Shapur II, the longest reigning monarch in Iranian history. Raised in a world of enemies, Shapur grew into a ruler molded by necessity. He trained with bow and spear from childhood. He learned governance while still a boy, and unlike the kings before him, he understood exactly what Persia needed: unity, strength, and relentless discipline. When he came of age, Shapur moved with the fury of a storm long contained. First, he crushed the Arab tribes that had raided Persia during his minority. His campaigns were so effective that Arabs called him Di al-Aktaf, the king who pierced shoulders with hooks. Then Shapur turned west. Rome had grown confident again. They expected Persia to be weak, fragmented, leaderless. Instead, they faced a king as strategic as Ardashir and as ruthless as his namesake Shapur I. Campaign after campaign, Shapur II pushed Rome to the brink. He retook lost cities, fortified Persia's borders, and turned the empire into a disciplined war machine. He reformed the tax system, strengthened the priesthood, and expanded Persia's influence across Armenia and Mesopotamia. By the middle of his reign, Rome no longer saw Persia as a rival, but as an equal. And by the end of his reign, Shapur had ruled longer than any king in Iranian history. From chaos came a child. From a child came a legend. And from that legend came the rebirth of an empire. This is the story of Shapur II, the king crowned before birth, and the ruler who restored Persian power for a new age.